Good morning, students. So today I am going to teach you the third chapter of the book named Vistas, and the name of the chapter is Journey to the End of the Earth, written by Tishani Doshi. So this chapter is all about the experiences experienced by the author of this particular story, that is a journey to the end of the earth. So Tishani Doshi is supposed to be the witness. Now, according to her, before human evolutions, you can see over here in the introduction part. So, before human evolutions, Antarctica was a part of huge tropical landmass. So, what we see today is Antarctica is a small fragment. Previously, it is used to be a huge tropical landmass called Gondwana land. So, we are going to learn Gondwana land a little later, which flourished 500 million years ago. And there was n number of changes that took place in terms of geological, geographical, and biological changes that occurred, and Antarctica separated and moved away, evolving into what it is today. So a visit to Antarctica gave Tishani Doshi, this thing you need to remember, that she exactly visited this particular place in order to have a deeper understanding of the Earth's history, ecology, and environment. So in the introduction part, you can have some idea about origin of Earth, you can say in a nutshell. So about Gondwana land. Gondwana, you can say 650 million years ago. Now Gondwana is supposed to be a giant amalgamated supercontinent, and that exists centered roughly around present day Antarctica. Now things were quite different then. Humans did not arrive on the globe scene, and the climate was much warmer, you can say, hosting a huge variety of flora and fauna. So one thing what you need to remember is that for 500 million years ago, Gondwana thrived, but around the time when dinosaurs were wiped out and the age of mammals got underway. Now this particular land, the landmass, was forced to separate into countries, shaping the globe much as we know it today. So this is a small introduction about Gondwana. So Antarctica is nothing but a origin from Gondwana supercontinent. This one thing you need to remember. Now let's talk something about the theme. So Tishani Doshi, the writer, visited this particular place, Antarctica, and Antarctica is supposed to be the coldest, driest, and the windiest continent in the world. Aboard the Russian research vessel Academic Shukalsky. So here you can see the Russian research vessel. It is nothing but a kind of a vehicle named Academic Shukalsky, and that actually gave her a deeper understanding and better perspective to the damage caused by human impact on Earth. So Antarctica, though unpopulated, has been affected, and there is a growing concern for its half million years old carbon records trapped under the ice sheet. Here you can also you are going to come across the student on ice program. There is a description of ice program. Take high school student to Antarctica to create awareness in them, the future policies makers, and helps student realize that the threat of global warming is very real. So in this particular chapter you would come across one name, that is a ICE program, and that was conducted for the student who were actually studying in a college, so that they can know about the threat of global warming, which was real. So this is the third stuff you need to remember. Now let's talk something about summary. Now summary you can remember like humans who have existed mere 12,000 years have caused tremendous damage and placed havoc with nature. So the activity of the human that seems to be quite destroying, and some of the factor, for example population explosion, a strain on available resources, the another factor is carbon emissions, fossil fuels, and the global warming have all resulted in climatical and ecological imbalances that have affected Antarctica too. So earlier I discussed about the student on ice program. So the student on ice program, an initiated Canadian educator, Geoff Green. So you would come across this particular man by name Geoff Green, and he takes a student, the future policy maker, and he considers a student as a future policy maker, to Antarctica in order to create an awareness in them. So a stark proof of global warming and environmental threats help students attain a greater understanding of the Earth's ecosystem and biodiversity. So this is the complete summary of this journey of the Earth. So you need to remember one name, that is a Geoff Green. And who is he? He is a Canadian educator, and his main purpose was to conduct this kind of small the tour, so that it can help the student to attain and the greater understanding of the Earth's ecosystem and diversity. So in order to know the full origin about this particular Earth, you need to remember the concept of Gondwana, how exactly it involved, and what was the condition of Gondwana around 650 million years ago. So whatever the 7 continents which we are looking at is nothing but but have originated from this particular amalgamated southern supercontinent whose name is Gondwana. So Gondwana got splitted up because n number of changes that took place in terms of geological, or you can say geographical, or you can say biological changes, and whatever the 7 continents which we are looking at, which you know is nothing but a repercussion or the consequences of this particular Gondwana island. So this is the way how you can go through this particular chapter. So here in the screen you can look at the introduction, theme, as well as the summary. So you can go through it, and this is supposed to be the explanation of this particular chapter, Journey of the Earth by Tishani Doshi.